And as we join you here from beautiful Van Brunt Field in Montclair, New Jersey, I would like to welcome you to this prep semifinal where your MKA Cougars go up against the Newark Academy Minutemen in this girls lacrosse showdown. My name is Ian Tratner. Joining me on camera here today is
Vicky.
Vicky. And this should be an interesting one. Not only is it a prep semifinal, it's also a very important game for the MKA girls here. MKA Girls Lacrosse is dedicating today's game to the life and legacy of Morgan Rogers, former Duke University lacrosse student athlete who died tragically in July 2019 after battling mental health challenges. Although Morgan's life was cut way too short, her legacy of unconditional love remains. Morgan's message was created by her family and former teammates with the mission to eliminate the stigma surrounding mental health, normalize the conversations about mental health, and to ensure that mental health is treated equally to physical health for all student athletes. For more information on Morgan's life and legacy and how you can help those with mental health challenges, please visit morgansmessage.org. There's a QR code here on the pamphlet I have that you could scan and donate to. Unfortunately, I don't know how to get that to you, but this is a very, very good cause, so go check out morgansmessage.com if you want to just help out mental health and support a genuinely good cause. As a student athlete, I have seen a number of mental health challenges by both by teammates and by other just players, so this is definitely a major issue that I, again, have some personal attachment to. So, obviously, an amazing cause. So obviously this game means so much to the Cougars. Not only, again, is it a semifinal, it's also deeply, deeply important. And so let's check in on these Cougars for lacrosse. Just a quick stat breakdown. MKA currently 8-9 overall, 1-4 in their league. Currently being led by Shea Murphy, 60 points, 40 goals, 20 assists. Then Bibi Scorzo with 48, 31 goals, 17 assists. Closely behind is Peyton Sullivan, 25 goals, 22 assists for a total of 47 points. And then rounding out the pack is Maggie Murphy with 24 goals, 3 assists. Addie Goldstein with 19 goals and 5 assists for a total of 24 points. And Biko McNeil, the freshman, with 12 goals, 5 assists for 17 points. And I completely missed this. Caroline Caneo, 7 goals, 11 assists for 18 points. In goal, Ella Freeman has taken pretty much every shot the Cougars have faced, currently with 174 saves on the season in 17 games. Excellent work from her. And we will get back to you when the action is hot. And as both teams begin to take the field here, we're hoping obviously for an MKA victory in this prep semifinal. I do believe, if I'm correct, that the Cougars are coming off at least 2 straight prep championships. Give me a minute to confirm, because I know that they won this tournament last year against Holy Spirit. They did win it last year, as I said. 2 years ago, they also won it. So, they're looking for maybe a three-peat, unless I check here. They are looking for a three-peat. And ball is up. BB Squarzo takes it off the face-off here. Squarzo now passing it in to, that is Shea Murphy, I believe. Murphy, quick shot, goal, question mark. There's a whistle first. So, not sure that goal is going to count. Instead, I believe it will be a penalty shot for Shea Murphy. Thank you for the zoom in. Penalty shot from the prime. Murphy drives in, fakes 1-6. Goal, MKA! Starting off quickly. First goal counted out. That does not matter. Shea Murphy scores again, quote unquote, within 30 seconds to make it 1-0 MKA. Early lead. This has become a trend in the games that I've covered so far, where MKA start off swinging, start off hot, and they've won most of the ones I've covered. So, obviously a good trend. So, Newark Academy now lining up with the goal scorer, Shea Murphy, going. That is Maggie Murphy, I apologize. Maggie Murphy now lining up for the face-off. Ball is up, taken, again, not cleanly by Squarzo, still a bit of a battle. Whistle down, and Newark Academy will take possession here. Newark Academy now running down the left. Centering here is Newark Academy, passing it around now with number 10. Unfortunately, Newark Academy does have names, but they do not have numbers on their names with the roster. Okay. Number 10 now running it around the net, going behind, passing it off quick to the left. Tibbigins runs right into the offensive player there and forces a pass off. Newark Academy still not quite finding a drive. Working out of the center now, number 12. Defended there by Caroline Caneo, now number 4 for Newark Academy. Defended there by, I believe, that is BB Squarzo. Yes. Taken now, defended here, number 5 on Newark Academy, defended by Billy Flacco. Behind the net now, defended by Biko McNeil, number 10, still running around, oscillating between one side and the other. Newark Academy still setting up their siege, as MKA TV member Alex Shilkrot calls it. Loose pass, and still can't quite gain possession. MKA looks like kind of just waiting, kind of tensed up, ready for any opportunity that Newark Academy might throw at them, and just immediately ready to counter and deflect and defend and all of those other good things you want to do when you're playing defense. Trying to find him back behind the goal. Defending them by Grace Fitzgerald is, I can't quite see. Taken by number 21 there on the right, or on the left. About the 20-yard line, driving in, guarded by Murphy. Gets past 1-2. Good save there by Ella Freeman. As I said, I got most of the starting, pretty much all of the goalie snaps so far, so to speak. Freeman, quick pass off to Grace Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald down the right there to Julia Flacco. Flacco running it up now at about the 50, still deep on the left side. Gets fouled, almost gets hit in the face. I saw her looking at her face there, and we'll keep possession here for MK. Now to Goldstein. Goldstein now driving out on the left. Tries to get past her defender. Addie Goldstein passes it off quickly to, that is Kara Brannigan. Right in front, can't find Maggie Murphy, but recollected there. Not sure who had possession, but it's going to be an MKA penalty shot, whether it's on. It is for Kiara Brannigan from prime time, middle of the road. Or I guess slightly to the left of the road. Brannigan faces off against Newark Academy goalie with about it. Quick pass off, shot there low, goal MKA! Kiara Brannigan passes it off to Caroline Caneo and snaps it right into the goal. It's on the ground and it's in the net. 2-0 MKA with about 8:40 left to go here. Now, most people would try to score from that angle. I know I would, even though I don't even play lacrosse, but if I had a shot from that angle, I would just charge in and score. But here Brannigan sees her open teammate and decides to capitalize immediately, just dishing it off quick to Caroline Caneo, making it 2-0. Shea Murphy now taking the face-off. Murphy. Ball is up, out of possession. No one can quite pick it up. Newark Academy and MKA still battling. Finally taken in by BB Squarzo here. Squarzo now driving down the right. Squarzo quick pass off to Murphy. Murphy quick centering pass there to Peyton Sullivan. Sullivan now into the center, driving around now over to her left. Pass it down to Brannigan. Brannigan quick pass in. Addie Goldstein. Goldstein shot. Goal, MKA! Another piece of great vision from Kiera Brannigan, and 2 assists on the game for her so far, and MKA has scored their second in just about 30 seconds, half a minute. 3-0 MKA. Kiera Brannigan, I guess she's just got that passer's vision, I suppose, because that's her second assist in like 30 seconds as well. So, playmaker. So the playmaker instincts are right there. Maggie Murphy now to take the face-off for MKA. Murphy after the goal. Ball is up and just out of reach of BB Squarzo, now taken by Newark Academy. Number 28 now driving right down the left. That's a bit of a confusing anecdote. Waiting around. Academy Center now driving in, forced out there by Maggie Murphy. Number 10 now down the right for Newark Academy, defended fiercely by, I believe that is Julia Flacco. I would be correct. Behind the net now, ranging over to the left here, the Minutemen, or I guess Minutewomen. Newark Academy is looking for some sort of offensive opportunity. They've had one shot, and it was an easy save. Great defense there by Debbie Giddens. Giddens quick pass off to Biko McNeil. McNeil now down the right off of the MKA recovery. Now taken by, I believe that's Caroline Caneo. Caneo now passing it off to BB Squarzo in the center, just out of reach, but Shea Murphy manages to collect off the bounce. Murphy now passing it off to Brannigan. Karen Brannigan hits Sullivan in the center, another assist. Goal, MKA! I answered my own question. Yes, another assist for Kiera Brannigan and a goal for Peyton Sullivan to make it 4-0 Cougars. Like I said, MKA just explode immediately out the front. That's 4 goals in, what, 5-6 minutes? That's a very nice pace. That's almost a goal per minute, if you're counting, and you know we are. So, but yes, like I said, passer's instincts there from Kiera Brannigan. Another assist for her. That's 3 now in the last 3 goals. So you got playmakers, MKA. Shea Murphy now on the face-off. Ball is up, taken down by BB Squarzo. Squarzo driving down the right here. Squarzo is forced out a bit. Still winding around the right into the center with Murphy. Goal, MKA! Like I said, playmaking. That is pure passing vision. Shea Murphy finds the pass from BB Squarzo right in front of the net and just slams it right in there. 5-0 MKA. I believe this will be a timeout for Newark Academy. They are down early, and they will have to talk it out, so we will take a timeout too. And as we return from the timeout after the 5th goal in as many minutes, MKA is off to an early lead, and might as well do a bit of promotion here. Today, check your emails, because today is the last day to sign up for remix auditions, remix acapella. So calling all singers, including myself, if you want to audition, just fill out the link in your email for Miss Gilmartin. Face-off is up. MKA still scrambling for possession. No one can quite find it cleanly yet, and chased after by Newark Academy, and they gain it, but might just lose it immediately as they're forced out of bounds. Or is this a foul? Newark Academy do keep possession here, number 20, very, very close to the left border. Might have been... So what is another whistle? Not quite sure what's happening here. I guess there's a yellow card there on BB Squarzo for too much contact. Cougars are going to be playing a person down for a couple of minutes, as the ref wasn't happy with that restart. Newark Academy now centers, looking around. Out of the reach of the defense, Newark Academy now trying to take advantage of a weakened Cougar squad. Vika McNeil plays a bit too much pressure, and that's going to be a stoppage. Immediately resumed, however. Drive immediately smothered by the Cougar defense. However, there is going to be a whistle blown, and I believe there's going to be a penalty shot here for Newark Academy. I would be correct. One-on-one, Ella Freeman versus number 12 for Newark Academy. Ivan low bouncer. Great save there by Ella Freeman off the penalty shot. Quick distribution here to Maggie Murphy. Murphy now charging down the right here, looking for something anywhere. Too much of a slash there by Newark Academy, and they're going to get another yellow. So now both teams are equally out. That was a very animated yellow card. Or was that just me? Murphy now down the right here to Sullivan. Sullivan with a bit of space in front of her goes behind the net here on the left. Payne Sullivan directing her teammates and finding the open pass. Sullivan still ranging around here. Fendes drives in, low shot, goal, MKA! Peyton Sullivan gets her second of the game off of a low shot. Not quite sure if that was a bouncer, but who knows. Either way, it's in the net, and that's all we care about. 6-0 for your Cougars. So off the face-off, now on the face-off here, Shea Murphy against Newark Academy. Quick catch, can't quite be collected cleanly by MKA, still on the ground, looking like a bit of hockey here. Whistle down, and possession will go to Newark Academy. So Newark Academy now rushing it up with about 4:40 left to go in this quarter. Newark Academy now ranging around the back here. Whistle blown, there will be a restart, and I guess what is supposed to be a penalty shot from the back corner of the net behind. Not quite sure what this is supposed to accomplish. Newark Academy coast to coast, not quite passed cleanly, still struggling for it. Newark Academy finally corrals it in there on the left. Academy still driving in, looking around. Slapped down there by BB Squarzo. And can't quite be collected, however. Ball is still loose. This looks to be a theme so far. Still looking, and finally whistled down, taken back by Newark Academy. Pass over the head of Newark Academy, but whistled down. They will keep possession and I believe get a long penalty shot. No. Good thought. Newark Academy now arranging around the left. Heavy defense here from the Cougars. BB Squarzo trying to collect once again off the loose ball that she created. Can't quite get it cleanly. And Newark Academy will take possession. No, they won't. It will be MKA with possession. BB Squarzo taking it from about the 22-yard line. Centers it to Pico McNeil. McNeil now. Looks left for Addie Goldstein. Goldstein here rushing in. Another MKA opportunity. Shea Murphy here looking anywhere. Centers. Beats her defender. Shot is not going to come as Shea Murphy will get a penalty shot here from prime time. Middle of the road. Most direct shot you can get on a penalty shot. Murphy looking for, I think, her second. Charges in, shot, saved, but almost collected there. The Peyton Sullivan behind finally is ranging over to her right now. Now with Caneo. Caneo centers to Squarzo off of a bouncing pass. Squarzo to the 20-yard line. Again, quick pass into Murphy. Drives in, shoots, goal MKA! Shea Murphy can't capitalize on the penalty, but that does not matter. She capitalizes immediately after to make it 7-0 MKA. And this has just been an onslaught of goals after goals in a rivalry game and a semifinal game and a very important mental health game for one Morgan's Message. Again, if you missed the intro here, Morgan's Message is a charity set up by the family of Morgan Rogers, a former Duke University student-athlete who died tragically in July of 2019 after battling mental health challenges. Ball is finally taken up by BB Squarzo. Squarzo ranging over to her right here. Though Morgan's life was cut way too short, her legacy of unconditional love remains. Morgan's Message was created by her family and former teammates with the mission to eliminate the stigma surrounding mental health, normalize the conversations about mental health, and to ensure that mental health is treated equally to physical health for all student-athletes, as a scrum broken up there by the Newark Academy goalie. Ball is out of play as chased by Addie Goldstein. Under 2 minutes left to play here. For more information on Morgan's life and legacy and how you can help with mental health challenges, please visit morgansmessage.org. And there's a donation link probably somewhere on the website. There's one on the flyer I have here too. As Peyton Sullivan now rounding around. Centers to Murphy. Goal MKA! Maggie Murphy makes it 8 on the quarter. And this is looking better than the other blowouts that I got to call earlier this season, maybe about 2 weeks ago. Those games ended 22-0. Oh, no, incorrect, sorry. I'm looking at the wrong thing. Not 22-0. Those games ended 16-2 and 17-2. So, and I think we're already on that pace, if my math is somewhat correct. As Shea Murphy looks to take the face-off here. Ball is up and still loose, looking to be collected by Newark Academy. It is collected cleanly there. And Newark Academy now looking for something now. Number 4 here in the center, guarded by Shea Murphy, pokes it away. Taken out by MKA. Caroline Caneo charges it through the center. Over to Peyton Sullivan. Can't quite claim the pass cleanly, but manages to get it back on the right here. Sullivan charging in. Not too much defense in front of her, but settles down for a siege as the whistle is blown. Time will be stopped. Not quite sure what's going on here, but MK will keep possession on whatever this was. Something's going on. The refs are conversing here. So I'm not quite sure what's going on right now, but MKA will keep possession. Peyton Sullivan still remains on the right-hand side of your screen. Sullivan still keeping possession as time is now ticking away. The play is finally live. Quick pass to Squires to the center. So Murphy, goal, MKA! Off of a bounce shot. I think I called that goal before it went in the net. That's just how confident I am in this team, as MKA now take a 9-0 lead, which will probably be the final goal of this first quarter. 9-0 in the first quarter. So the last game that the Cougars played was against Chatham, a 10-6 loss. So this could be a final score, and we haven't even played 12 full minutes of lacrosse yet. So that's just kind of absurd. Anyone know if there's mercy rule in lacrosse? We might find out. Oh. Ball is up and taken now by Maggie Murphy. Maggie Murphy, quick pass off to Peyton Sullivan. Sullivan charges through, beats a defender, looking for a shot, spins out, however. Finds another Murphy, shot and goal, MKA! 10-0. Shea Murphy makes it 10 on the period. It's the first. This is, like, genuinely unprecedented. In those blowout wins I mentioned earlier, score after one was 9-1 in the 16-2 game, and if you give me a minute, they don't quite like me for this second game, but they won't give me the score, but they're just going to keep time ticking, I guess. 2-1. That will end it here. Or not end it. That will end the first quarter here. This feels like a final score, so please do not mind my error there. But first quarter, 10-0 MKA. This is insanity, and we'll see you for the second. And as we welcome you back here for this second quarter of action, your eyes are not deceiving you yet. That is a 10-0 advantage for MKA after the first. This looks very one-sided so far. As of my memory, I remember maybe 2 MKA or New York Academy defensive fronts. That won't change here as Shea Murphy wins the face-off straight to BB Squarzo, who's taking it in here at the center. Squarzo ranges out to her left. Looking around now for a teammate, finds that is Kiara Brannigan behind the net now to Addie Goldstein. Goldstein coast to coast, right to left, or left to right to Peyton Sullivan. Sullivan to Caroline Caneo. Caneo to Shea Murphy, now to Maggie Murphy. Murphy to Squarzo. Squarzo to Brannigan. Brannigan passes off to Goldstein. Low shot. Goal, MKA! Addie Goldstein gets the scoring off early. 11-0 MKA, and this New York Academy team just kind of looks outmatched. MKA is playing with pace, with vision, and with passing. The 3 Ps of lacrosse. Besides points. But, you know, that's kind of the result. But yeah, this team looks kind of outmatched. They're doing that thing where they run the clock, and it's very annoying. At least for us, because we gotta change the clock a lot. So, they've scored enough goals where they're running the clock out, and it's the second quarter. This is genuinely a pace I've never seen before. Ball is up and collected by Maggie Murphy off of her own face-off. Cougars looking to score 12 here. Murphy passes it off to Squarzo. Squarzo down to Brannigan. Brannigan behind to Eddie Goldstein. Goldstein back up the left to Brannigan now with Squarzo. Squarzo centers to Shea Murphy. Shea Murphy finds Caroline Caneo. Caneo finds Maggie Murphy on the left. Down to Sullivan behind the net now. In centers to Goldstein. Goldstein out left to Brannigan. Brannigan to Squarzo. Squarzo to Murphy. Murphy finds the other Murphy. Back to Shea. To Maggie now. Maggie looks for a cutting Squarzo. Goal, MKA! Another one. Like, I have run out of words to say for this insane pace. And Brooke Becker's now coming on for Addie Goldstein. Your first sign that this is going to be a blowout. Some of the stars are coming out. 12-0 with about 9:30 left to go in this second quarter. I do not remember too many New York Academy offensive opportunities. Maybe there's been 2. Very quiet day for goalie Ella Freeman. Face-off is up. Shea Murphy sends it forward. Collected now by BB Squarzo. Squarzo now ranging over to her left. Centers now to Shea Murphy. Murphy looking around for a pass. Shovels it over to Maggie Murphy, now with Squarzo. Squarzo down the left to Brannigan. Brannigan looking around, back up to BB Squarzo. I've kind of lost track of who's scored. I think if I could look at any name on the front right now and I could tell them, you could tell me that they scored and I would believe you. Brooke Becker tries to collect possession, can't quite get it cleanly, but does manage to keep it with MKA. Becker now charging in. Passes out to Murphy. Murphy over to Caneo. Caneo finds a bit of a hole, can't quite capitalize, fakes a pass. She fooled me there. Passes back behind to Brannigan. Brannigan right in front, can't quite find Becker there. And New York Academy will recollect off of the errant pass. Their first offensive, movement in a while. 8 minutes left to go here in this half, as New York Academy looked relatively unopposed until they ran into Grace Fitzgerald. Number 10 now forced back out, now with number 28 over on the right. First offensive shot in a while goes awry. That goes right past the goal. Ella Freeman didn't really have to try there. And another sub here, Helen Clothier coming on. Not quite sure who was subbed off. I believe that is Shea Murphy. Clock is still running. Penalty shot here for New York Academy. Charges in. Shot finally in the net. No longer 0 on the board. There goes the shutout. 12-1 MKA. Don't call it a comeback. They've got quite a lot of ground to make up here. And although it isn't impossible, it is improbable. Maybe I'm being a bit too harsh here, but the score is 12-1 in the second, so I think I have a bit of wiggle room there. Face-off now taken by Maggie Murphy for MKA after the Newark Academy goal. We're waiting for the whistle, and we finally get it. And immediately we get another one as MKA take possession by default, I suppose. Either way, Caroline Canale running it up for MKA. Good spin there to beat the defender, but looking inside for Brooke Becker. Becker shoots. Can't quite make the save. Can't make the shot, I should say. And ball is still somewhat loose. Taken now by Newark Academy, I should say. Newark Academy looking for another offensive run. Finds a bit of space, low shot, effortlessly, effortlessly, I suppose, saved by Ella Freeman. Good parry there from the goalie. As pass goes over the head of Debbie Giddens. Can she recollect? Yes, she can. Giddens passes it back to Freeman in goal. Freeman now looking for something as she's defended here. Freeman, quick pass off to, I believe that is BB Squarzo. I would be incorrect. That is Olivia Davis. Davis here, ranging around midfield, now going to her right, now ranging back into the center. Passes it off quickly to Caroline Caneo, and there's going to be a whistle here. No idea what happened there, but Newark Academy have possession now. All right. Sure. Newark Academy now taking it out of their own zone after the mysterious turnover. And just running through midfield here, trying to get something on the board again. No, not Big McNeil. That is, I don't even know why I thought that was Biko. That is not the right jersey number whatsoever. That is BB Squarzo. I now know why I thought that. I think I just got the names confused. My apologies to both of you. Off of the reset here, Newark Academy still looking for something, setting up the siege. Pass is errant there by Newark Academy. Is it going to roll out of bounds before someone can get there? Yes, it will. MKA take possession here now with Grace Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald, there's some pressure. Quick pass off to Debbie Giddens. Giddens gives it over to Ella Freeman in goal. Freeman now looking for an open pass. Into midfield, finds a wide open BB Squarzo. Squarzo now. Quick pass off to Brooke Becker. Becker charging in, looking for a spot. Finds some space, can't quite get the shot to go. Saved there by Newark Academy. Looking for a pass. Newark Academy bobbles the pass, but eventually does find something. Newark Academy here. Throwing it down the left side. Now running it into the center. Number 5 looking for maybe a pass. Trying to take it herself. About 3 minutes left to go in this quarter. Pass over the head of number 10 there as she is now guarded by our number 10, that being Hannah Blackburn. Blackburn gets a bit tripped up there, I suppose, and manages to make the Academy player fall. Obviously calling for a restart. Maybe in a penalty shot from maybe the most inconvenient spot possible. I think we did get a penalty shot from the most inconvenient spot possible. Taking it herself, lobbed into the center. Deflected off by MKA. BB Squires are now with possession here for your Cougars. Down at the left she goes. Running, just keeps going. Forced out of bounds, I believe. Or nope. Don't know what that whistle was for then. Squires still on the left here. Over to Becker. Brooke Becker, the junior, looking for something. Fakes in, tries to find a spot, forced back out, passes it off to Caroline Caneo. Caneo here, looking for another spot. Passes quickly to Sullivan. Peyton Sullivan now waiting for an opportunity. Charges in from the right, can't quite find the lane she wants. He's going to wait here. Another move, defense on her. Still waiting, marching back and forth. Quick pass into Caneo, low shot, goal MKA! Off the ground in the net, 13-1 as clock continues to roll in this second quarter. MKA now up 13-1, and again, this is just kind of mildly insane. Again, I have seen some insane scores in the last 2 weeks from this team, but like they weren't 10 in the first quarter kind of scores. This is a quiet quarter in comparison. 45-ish seconds left, leaning more towards 40 as Maggie Murphy looks to take the face off here. Ball is up, collected not quite cleanly by BB Squarzo as Newark Academy will take possession off of that. Newark Academy now looking for some comeuppance. Can't quite find it as Elle Freeman manages to save that bouncer. Now 15 seconds left for MKA to work. 10 now. 10-second mark. Ella Freeman looking for something to do for the next 5 seconds. Might as well. Quick pass off to Debbie Giddens. 3, 2, 1. And that will take us to halftime. Cougars score 3. New York Academy score 1 to make the score at half 13-1. And we will see you when the action starts back up. And we welcome you back to the second half of action here from Van Brunt Field. Your Cougars are currently up 13-1 against Newark Academy in this Prep B girls lacrosse semifinal. Rivalry game, tournament game, and again, an important game for this team as Shea Murphy gets her own face-off. Now charging down the center here, passes it off to Kira Brannigan. Brannigan to Addie Goldstein. Goldstein back behind the net now to Peyton Sullivan. It's coast to coast there, left to right. Now with Caroline Caneo up left to Murphy. Murphy to BB Scorzo. Scorzo to Shea Murphy. Now with Brannigan. Brannigan down the left to Goldstein. Goldstein back behind to Sullivan. Now with Caneo, and as this cycle continues, I will do the read for this game again. MKA Girls Lacrosse is dedicating today's game to the life and legacy of Morgan Rogers, a former Duke University lacrosse student athlete who died tragically in July 2019 after battling mental health challenges. Although Morgan's life was cut way too short, her legacy of unconditional love remains. Morgan's message was created by her family and former teammates with the mission to eliminate the stigma surrounding mental health, normalize the conversations about mental health, and to ensure that mental health is treated equally to physical health for all student athletes. For more information on Morgan's life and legacy and how you can help those with mental health challenges, please visit morgansmessage.org. Murphy gets it in. Goal, MKA! Top corner as I finish my ad read. Shea Murphy chose the perfect time, and I chose the perfect time to start paying attention once again to make it 14-1 MKA. There are no stoppages now because there haven't been any stoppages since like the start of the second quarter, so we're just going to keep going. About 10 minutes remain in this third quarter, which is weird because it does not feel like it started 2 minutes ago. But maybe that was just due to the read I had to do. Maggie Murphy now takes the face-off for MKA. And again, I will do my plea to any coaches who might be watching this. Please put your rosters up with numbers on NJ.com. It's a very great resource for broadcasters like me and for many others, such as parents or other coaches or other players who just need to know facts about the team. Speedy Squarzo now takes it down the left for MKA. Anyway, plea over. Please do that, coaches. Peyton Sullivan now passes it back behind to Kira Brannigan. Brannigan up to Addie Goldstein. Goldstein here passes it up to Caroline Caneo. Caneo looking over to Murphy. Murphy to Squarzo. Squarzo to Maggie Murphy. Down to Sullivan. Sullivan tries to make a move. Can't. Centers it to Squarzo. Squarzo, quick pass off right in front. Goal, MKA! Maggie Murphy scores the 15th, and I don't know what to say. There have been too many goals. I'm just incredibly impressed. Feels like every single time I've covered this team in the last few weeks, they've just scored more and more and more. They just keep one-upping themselves. Like, first game I covered, it was 16. Then it was 17 the day after. And now we might be looking at like 18. Are they just going to keep going in sequence? Who knows? That would be awesome. But now, face-off taken here by Shea Murphy. After the 15th goal here. Can't quite be collected cleanly by Squarzo. Still looking, finally taken by MK, but immediately falls over the other player. Ball is still loose. Not sure he's going to grab it. Addie Goldstein tries and forces it right out of bounds. Newark Academy is going to take it after one of the most chaotic sequences I have ever seen in lacrosse. Newark Academy have it now right in front of us, which means we can't quite give you the best shot. Vicky is trying her best. Thank you very much. Newark Academy forced right back out there by Peyton Sullivan. Slapped down, but the refs aren't really going to like that too much, so they managed to keep possession here. Newark Academy looking to go toe-to-toe with the Cougars, but Newark Academy driving in now, number 25 looking for a spot. Whistled down, but too much contact, and I believe this is going to be a penalty shot here. The lone Newark Academy goal was scored on a penalty shot, and I'm not going to say anything else. You know, commentators curse and all that. On the right angle for us, left angle for the goalie here. Penalty shot is immediately passed out of, and Newark Academy go to work setting up the siege. Ball is loose off an errant pass taken out by Debbie Giddens for MKA. Okay, regain possession now, driving down the left. Giddens fakes out some defenders, passes it right back to Fitzgerald. Grace Fitzgerald passes it over to Ella Freeman, the goalie. Freeman in goal, looking around. Circling, laterals it to Grace, who has a lot of open space in front of her. Fitzgerald now charging forward on the left here. Passes into Giddens. Giddens tries to get a pass off to Caroline Caneo. Can't quite get it cleanly, but does regain possession now. Caneo running through the middle here. Over to the left, still in midfield. Back off to Giddens. Debbie here. Giddens passes it off to, if that is, not quite sure. I have to get my roster out. Maggie Murphy gives it to Shea. Now off to Squarzo on the left, deeper on the left now to Brannigan. Brannigan to Goldstein. Goldstein behind that to Giddens. Debbie, the defender, in front of the net. Forced right back out, however, and that's going to be a penalty shot for her. The senior, traditionally a defender, is going to get a chance at goals and glory. About 5:20 left to go in this quarter. Giddens faces off. Charges in, low shot, goal MKA! The senior defender gets her goal. 16-1, but that doesn't matter. What's more important is the moment. Great job there for Debbie Giddens. Cries of Debbie, get over here from either the bench or the fellow defenders as seniors come out to celebrate. Bench is going crazy. Crowd is going crazy. Everyone is happy. I'm happy. Debbie's surely got to be happy. 16-1 with about 4:45 left to go in this quarter. Shea Murphy on the faceoff here. 16-1 in the third. This might be the quickest game of lacrosse I have ever seen play, as Murphy gets her own face-off off of a rebound by Biscorzo. Murphy now looking around, trying to make a pass here. Off quick to Scorzo. Center it now over to Caneo. Caneo to, give me 1 minute, that... Give me a minute, my roster is being very finicky. Zoe Leitner now. That I'm way delayed now. It is with Shea Murphy on the left here. For a pass in. Finds Ellie Hughes. Hughes might get a penalty shot here, and she does. The junior is looking for a goal. Now Hughes, Ellie Hughes, I haven't said her name too much this season, but she is an excellent player in her own right. Looking for an opportunity here. Bouncer shot. Goal, MKA! Ellie Hughes scores on a rare opportunity for her. Sorry if that was disrespectful. But crowd is going crazy. Bench going crazy once again. 17-1 MKA with about 3 minutes left to go in this third quarter. I almost said fourth. Thank you for reminding me, Vicky. Again, someone might have to tell me if there's mercy rule, because I do not know. I would guess there is. Coming out now are BB Squarzo and Shea Murphy, and replacing them are Olivia Davis and 1 minute, please. Olivia Davis and Chrissy Burnett, the freshman. Olivia Davis, the sophomore. Up it goes, and taken now by Newark Academy. Again, quite a lot of ground to make up here in not a lot of time. Is it possible? Always. There's a sporting chance in everything. Is it probable? Absolutely not. Newark Academy now, lateraling out, looking for a low shot, bouncer, goal. Maybe I should really stop talking. 17-2 as the clock continues to confuse people, including me. Oh God, I have made a mess of this. All right. Something is going wrong with the scoreboard. No idea what's happening. But something's happening. Not sure that the ref knows either. Wait, what? No goal. And time still hasn't started, but no goal. I'm now kind of confused. But whatever. Sure. Charging forward now is Helen Clothier, passing it over to Ellie Hughes. Hughes back to Clothier. I suppose that wasn't a goal. Right in front of Hughes, bouncer shot goes awry, looking for a second of the game. Now with Chrissy Burnett, Burnett to Caneo. Caneo centers to Davis, Davis to Clothier. Don't think a single offensive starter is in now. Davis to Becker, Becker to Davis. Davis now to Burnett. Burnett down to Zoe Leitner. Leitner tries to center to Brooke Becker, can't quite find the pass. Picked up by Davis, however. Down the left to, I believe that is Caroline Caneo. Wait, there's one offensive dart. Becker gets a dart. Bouncer shot. It's in the net, but the ref didn't like it very much. So I think it's going to be a penalty shot instead. 1-on-1 straight down the road in prime time. Waiting for the whistle. Becker charges in. Brooke can't get the shot off properly, and that's going to be easily collected by the Newark Academy goalie. 15 seconds remain in this quarter. I almost said this game, as MKA has pretty much taken all of their offensive starters out. Good defense there by Zoe Leitner. Taken down 3, 2, 1. Buzzer there. MKA now lead 17-1 after 3. And this is some insane pace. And we will see you after the break. And welcome back to this final quarter of MKA Lacrosse versus Newark Academy, this prep semifinal. Currently, MKA is up 17-1 in one of the best displays of lacrosse I have seen in my years here. Chrissy Burnett, the freshman, taking the face-off here. And I do believe that that is Bianca Scalzio in goal now instead of Ella Freeman. I do not think that is Ella. I would be right to see Ella on the bench there. So freshman now in goal, freshman taking the face-off. Waiting on the whistle here. Clock will not stop once we press play. Ball is up, collected now by senior Helen Clothier. Helen now charging forward. Cheers from the crowd for her as the MKA faithful give support. Helen with a open path to goal here. Quickly passes it off to Ellie Hughes. Hughes already has a goal in the game of a penalty shot. Ranging around behind the net looking for someone or something. Pass off to the left to Chrissy Burnett. Burnett now up to, I believe that's Caroline Caneo. Caneo looking like the one offensive starter remaining in the game as she passes off quickly to Olivia Davis. Davis now ranging around over to her right. Quick pass off to Zoe Leitner. Passes it back to Helen Clothier. Clothier now to Burnett. Burnett from behind the net. Pass off quick to, I believe that is Leitner. Yes. Now with Hughes. Hughes centers with Caneo. Caneo here ranging over to her right. Ranging behind the net, almost making a full circle here, looking to quarterback. Can't quite get it to Brooke Becker, but Becker looking to get it herself. Can't, and Newark Academy will have their first offensive possession of this quarter. Becker still closely guarding number 30 on Newark Academy there. Pass it off to number 10, centers there. Okay, defense looking to hold steady. Newark Academy tries to get something off. Great job there by Bianca Scalzo to make the save. Heard some cheers of yes, Ella. Wrong goalie. Now taken by Aubrey Goldstein. Under a lot of pressure here. Manages to lose it, unfortunately. Newark Academy regain possession, but good defense there by Vika McNeil. Ref didn't like it. And I think that might be a penalty shot. Or it's going to be something at least. Ref's giving orders to do something. Newark Academy get a shot in off the post, Rattler, and that's going to bounce right out, however. Collected there by Caroline Caneo for MKA. Caneo now charging down the right. Caneo keeping it herself. Quick pass off to Helen Clothier over her head. Can't quite collect cleanly. However, does manage to wrangle it before it goes out of bounds. Clothier back to Hughes from behind the net, ranging over to her left. Hughes now to Burnett, intercepted by Newark Academy, now taking it down the right side here. 50, 40-yard line, 30 if you're looking commentating football again, 20. Stops at the 10, runs into Vika McNeil, literally, and drops the ball. However, refs isn't going to like that much contact again, and I believe we're going to have a penalty shot. The senior, or no, the freshman goalie, Bianca Scalzo, looking to save. Low shot, can't quite be saved, making it 17 to MKA. Still got quite a lot of ground to make up, however. And MKA looked to have this one pretty comfortably in the bag since around the first quarter when they scored like 10 or 11 or something. So they might have been a goal per minute pace. I wasn't really, doing the math on that. 8 minutes left to go in this game here as applause from the away section rings out over to the MKA TV tower. Beautiful day out here for lacrosse, and beautiful lacrosse being played by the MKA team, as you can see from the scoreline. Tomorrow, we have a full slate of games for you this week. Tomorrow, join us back at Van Brunt for MKA versus Columbia in boys lacrosse. And then, or it looks more like when MKA win this game today, join us on Wednesday for MKA versus Mo Beard in the prep finals, where hopefully we can get dibs on the MKA TV tower. Face-off trying to be collected by Olivia Davis, can't quite get it, and Newark Academy will collect after the chaos there. Then on Thursday, I believe, we have another boys lacrosse game. It slips my mind who it's against. However, I could be. There is a stoppage in time finally, and I believe Olivia Davis is getting a yellow card. Two-minute penalty on Olivia Davis. MKA will play a player down. As about 7 minutes remain here in this game. Ref didn't like that startup. Not quite sure what's going on. There's a lot of positioning issues in lacrosse, I've learned. No one quite knows where the ball's supposed to go off of a penalty or a foul. Newark Academy, though, finally figures it out, setting up their own siege with about 6:45 left to go here. Quick shot saved there by Scalzo. Excellent save from the goalie. Quick pass off to Bika McNeil. McNeil now. Going down the left here. Makes a U-turn, tries to complete the cycle, and that's going to be a foul there. Bika McNeil drawing something, the clock's going to stop again. I'm very confused what the rules are on this. McNeil on the restart, waiting for the whistle. Still waiting on the whistle. We're waiting on the whistle. Everyone's waiting on the whistle here. 6 minutes left to go in this one-sided game. McNeil going up the left with some speed here now. Runs into a Newark Academy player, but gets out of the contact. McNeil fakes away. Another fake here on the left side. Centers with Burnett. Chrissy Burnett now. Looking for a pass or an opportunity. Back to McNeil now. McNeil ranging over to the center from the left. Takes it far too slow, and that's going to be almost looked like a defensive rip there from Newark Academy, but McNeil is going to get the ball back because they didn't like that. Again, lacrosse is kind of weird sometimes. Burnett charges in, finds some space, can't quite capitalize. Pass off of the stick of Ellie Hughes from behind the net. Manages to recollect, however. Hughes now charging around behind the net. Back out to Zoe Leitner. Zoe Leitner charging in from the left. Pass off to Becker is errant. Burnett running after it. Can't quite get there in time. Newark Academy still looking to collect. They finally do. Burnett gives chase. Great defensive play there by Burnett, and there's going to be whistled down, however. Ref didn't like it as much as I did, I suppose. Number 12 now for Newark Academy gets a wide open spot. However, there is a penalty, but they're not going to call it as Newark Academy gets their third goal of the game. 17-3 now. Wait. This may not be a goal. Again, the penalty was called before it was a shot, but they waved off the penalty because they scored, which I thought happened earlier this game, but I guess didn't count that time. Whatever. 17-3 now. Either way, it does somewhat make a difference, I guess. Again, 17-3 looks better than 17-2. One thing I would like to say, these Cougar fans have been here the entire time, from first face-off to right now when they're up by quite a few. These Cougar faithful have been present and cheering. Most of them are parents, but we don't need to mention that. Burnett takes the face-off, almost gets it herself, collected though by Olivia Davis from behind. Davis now running in, trying to quarterback the offense here. Quick flip to Clothier down the right. Back out to Davis. Davis now gets shoved, and that's going to be a penalty shot from, it's probably a inconvenient angle. It's a long shot, whatever shot, so not quite sure what that was. Now 3 minutes left to go in this game. Cougars again up 17-3. Right in front looking for Zoe Leitner. Olivia Davis can't quite get the pass off, but I believe that will be an actual penalty shot. Nope. Taken by Newark Academy now. I don't really know lacrosse, I suppose. Newark Academy going with some speed down the right-hand line. Finds her way in. Bika McNeil again with a deflection. Again, very physical, and I don't think the ref liked that at all. It's going to be a penalty shot here from Prime Real Estate right in front. Young Scalzo, the freshman, looks to line it up. So in, shoots, bouncer in past the goalie, 17-4 now. As MKA is, their lead is safe, but the scoreline doesn't look as good, I suppose. Clock is still running, under 2 minutes left to go in this game, and it has been a rout and a half, if you couldn't guess. There's not much more you can say besides that. Burnett now lines up for the face-off once again. Ball is up off the face-off, collected there by Burnett. Not cleanly, but eventually. Contact off of that. Chrissy Burnett will still keep possession. Burnett now, quick pass over to Olivia Davis. Under a minute remaining here. Davis over to Helen Clothier. Clothier now ranging around the left, or the right, going back behind, running around. Quick pass off to Ellie Hughes. Hughes down the left, charging back up now with Caroline Caneo. Caneo here. Couple of fakes beat the defenders. Quick pass in to Zoe Leitner. Shot is just off. Excellent play there by Leitner as we have about 25 seconds remaining here. Clothier gives it over on the right to Caneo. 15 seconds remain here as Caneo is going to keep it oscillating around, kind of circling. 10 seconds. Caneo passes errant, but not really her fault as she falls down. There's the final buzzer in a game that's kind of looked decided from the very beginning when there was a 10-goal first quarter. Final score, MKA 17, Newark Academy 4. MKA move on to the prep finals, looking to win it for the third year in a row, I believe. And so you'll see that on Wednesday, but before that, tomorrow there will be a boys lacrosse game coming at you here at Van Brunt against Columbia. But again, look forward to that final, and once again, go to morgansmessage.org to support student-athlete mental health. My name is Ian Tratner. Joining me today here has been
Vicky
So. And this has been MKA TV, your voice of the Cougars. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time. This may have been the quickest lacrosse game I have ever covered.